Maybe I should like say that 200 times so that people are super clear on it. Do I think that libertarians are more anti-war than the right? Of course. These are like obvious facts. So now,
so is Sam and Emma, are they going to be in your anti-war coalition?
Well, I hope they are. So like,
you've reached out to them.
So guys, okay, this is a different topic. Let's get to that in a second. Let me just.
Dude!
So
Crystal! Oh my God, dude! She just leveled him.
They are fascists.
Yeah. So Kyle, you've done such a good job at yelling at me.
By telling the truth. By telling the truth. By telling the truth.
Your brand is perfect, Kyle.
I'm telling the truth. I'm telling the truth, not coddling the nuts of MAGA voters.
Yeah. Bullshit.
That's totally accurate.
Bullshit.
Totally accurate.
Okay.
No, it's the truth. What part was wrong?
Okay. What you're doing is incredibly selfish.
Dude, he's doing the Jordan Newell. Oh my God, dude, he literally just did this to Jordan Newell, remember? What is up, guys? This is part 3 of the Cenk Uygur, Cristobal Kyle Kulinski debate, and this video is gonna be insane. And I know some people are like, why are you wasting time on Cenk Uygur? But I think this is really important. It is people like Cenk and Anna that are gonna be the disruptors, just like they did in the presidential election. They're gonna get involved and try to sink Democratic candidates. It is so important that we keep an eye on these guys, that we hold them accountable and take them to task to minimize the damage that they can do. And in this video in particular, Kyle just hammers him. Cenk has a meltdown, but you're gonna see him move those goalposts. He is moving them all over, telling you this man is disingenuous, and it's up to us to stop him. That being said, this one's a fun ride. Oh, Cenky, we're gonna kick your ass. Let's get into it.
Fighting for the middle, guys. We're fighting to win over the middle. So some of that is making our case.
Dude,
and we all make our case. You guys make our case. I make our case.
We're not fighting for the middle, you fucking asshole.
But then you have to encourage the people who voted for Trump that are in the middle to come to our side.
No.
Listen, hey, look at their
they're not coming to our side, bro, because they're anti-trans, they're anti-immigrant, they're anti-Democrat. They're not coming to our side, Cenk. You fucking idiot, bro. Like, fix your own squad. Yes, fix your own squad. Call Sam. Call Emma. Go on that show. Get over your shit. Get Anna to pull her head out of her ass and get off that goddamn podcast, like hanging out with white supremacists like Jack Posobiec and spreading conspiracy theories, letting a guy throw a tampon at her because they're all fucking polishing PBD's knob because they're desperate for money. Like, knock this shit off.
On the war. You see, you guys were anti-war. I do believe you, and they betrayed you. Come to our side, not because we agree on all issues, but they went with the establishment. They went with the neocons, just like we told you they were going to. I told them that Trump would go with the neocons and that they were wrong to trust him. So now they're beginning to see, and if you look on my timeline, I know that you don't like, all right, let me just say, on my timeline on X, there's tons of people who are like, God damn Trump.
On my timeline on Elon's rat-fucked, bot-driven website, there's a whole bunch. Dude! Oh my God, bro. He actually said it on his timeline on Elon's Twitter. There's a whole bunch of people that are just ready to join his coalition.
And I know you're not going to believe it, but you can actually see it with your own eyes. There's also tons of people who say, no, we trust in Trump and we believe in Trump. But there's people who say, I can't believe he screwed us. And that's going to grow and grow the longer we're in the war. So I don't think it's going to be just 10 or 20 years from now. If we are in this war 6 months from now and we're buried in that war, if MAGA has not rebelled at that point and put enormous pressure on Trump, then okay, especially like 4 years from now, if none of them rebelled and they all became pro-war, I swear to God, I'll come out here and say, oh, my strategy was wrong and my prediction was wrong. But the first part of the prediction already came true.
That's so odd.
But that's the thing is, we literally have a factual disagreement on that part.
To push right-wing hosts into going, well, I mean, we don't want
we literally have...
Dude, a right-wing host saying something about Trump and the war is meaningless, dude.
We literally have a factual disagreement as to whether or not that's true. But here's my issue. Let me ask you this question. Is MAGA a fascist movement? Just give me a yes or no.
That's an absurd framing, Kyle. That's mainstream media framing.
You can't say that MAGA is fascist. You can't. Wait. You really don't believe MAGA is fascist? You argued with Anna months ago where you said, yes, they are a fascist movement.
Okay, can I give you an actual
Dude, who's paying him, bro? We saw that, remember? We saw that where Cenk was like, Trump is a fascist. Anna's like, no, he's not. Yes, he is. Dude, what is he fucking talking
some
about?
Of this dumbass yes or no?
Why? So it's a pretty simple question.
No, it's not a simple question.
It absolutely is.
Things. So if you say, is Trump authoritarian enough that you should call him fascist? Yes. Okay, so that's why you guys keep conflating the voters with the politicians.
So he says Trump is fascist, but MAGA is not fascist. Dude, MAGA wants fascism, God damn it! That's the problem, Cenk, you fucking dimwit.
If you say
if the leader of the movement is a fascist, then the movement is a fascist movement.
Yeah,
right?
I mean,
Thank
Cenk,
you.
we have mass kidnappings and abductions and human traffickings with no due process from ICE Gestapo thugs. They've raided schools, meatpacking facilities, farms, Home Depots, 7-Elevens, deported a 4-year-old with American citizen with cancer, arrested a woman who just gave birth.
I agree.
That's a fascist. If anybody who supports that, Cenk, is a fascist. They're a fascist. Say no due process, throw out the Constitution. That's fascism.
Okay.
Dude, that's a terrible strategy. He's like, no, you know what? We're going to win over the fascists. And they're going to start using pronouns. And they're going to support the trans people. And they're going to support nice, humane immigration. Right? They're going to support a path to citizenship. Like, dude, what the bro?
Fascist. Because look, if we're just going to use fascist toward anyone we dislike, all right, then the word doesn't actually mean anything.
Okay, what do you want me to say, Anna? You want me to say wannabe dictator?
Sure, you can say wannabe dictator, but I don't even think he wants to be a dictator.
Of course he does. That's what you do when you lose an election and you go, oh, I got fake electors and I'd like to terminate the Constitution and bring out the tanks and use martial law against American citizens and shoot protesters.
Now, I realize, though, Cenk is trying to use this out where he's saying Trump is a fascist, but the MAGA people aren't fascists. They're just voting for fascism because they're like haven't figured out they're ready to be won over by this fucking guy. Like, what are we talking about here? But that's his out. He's saying, oh, Trump's a fascist, but the MAGA voters are very fine people. There's some very fine people that voted for that fascist. And we got to get him over on our side, right? With fucking Anna and Jack Posobiec and PBD and Jillian Michaels and Lindy Lee, right? Right? Lindy Lee's coming back to the Dems. That's word on the street is Lindy Lee is coming back to the Dems.
So, Kyle, we agree that all those things are authoritarian in nature, and you can call them fascist. And that's why we all worked so hard to make sure that Trump didn't win, because we saw all of those authoritarian tendencies. But the way you just framed it, it attacks the voters, because you said MAGA, not Trump.
Why do I have to coddle their fucking feelings, Cenk? Why can't I just tell the truth?
I'd like to win. And
but that's the problem. You keep reaching to the right, and then you miss the whole ocean to your left, and that's the problem.
Yes, that's it. You're not going to win by fucking catering to the right. You will win by uniting with Sam Cedar and Emma Vigeland and the people on the left and your fucking nephew Hassan. This fucking dumbass. You know what I'm saying? It's like, dude, you're not going to win by wooing MAGA. MAGA's not going to show up for him. You need to, like, Kyle nailed it. Kyle fucking nailed it, bro.
But the way you just framed it, it attacks the voters, because you said MAGA, not Trump.
Why do I have to coddle their fucking feelings, Cenk? Why can't I just tell the truth?
I'd like to win. And
but that's the problem. You keep reaching to the right, and then you miss the whole ocean to your left, and that's the problem.
I don't miss it. I'm the guy leading the anti-war coalition. What part am I missing? Like, am I pro-war? No, I fucking hate this war, and I'm trying desperately to get us out of it. And by the way, this whole like, hey, I'll do a. I'm trying. Dude,
Cenk's gonna get us out of the war, guys. Cenk is building a coalition with MTG and fucking Tucker Carlson and a bunch of MAGA, and he's gonna get us out of this war. Dude, what a fucking clown. Like, this guy is not just arrogant, he's fucking stupid, bro.
And that's the problem.
I don't miss it. I'm the guy leading the anti-war coalition. What part am I missing? Like, am I pro-war? No, I fucking hate this war, and I'm trying desperately to get us out of it. And by the way, this whole like, hey, I'll do a. I'm trying not to do it, guys. All right, I'll do the wrong strategy that makes me feel better by yelling at their voters and drive them away. Oh, meanwhile, Palestinians are getting killed every single day. Meanwhile, Israel's starting new wars.
But let's talk about that, though, Cenk.
Because I yelled at MAGA.
Let's talk about that.
This is your old strategy, Cenk.
Hey,
what I'm doing is your old strategy.
I'm so pure.
No, stop. No. What I'm doing is your old strategy, Cenk. I'm doing TYT's old strategy.
Super hard not to say it's a dumb strategy.
Wait, isn't Cenk doing the I'm so pure? Cenk is doing the I'm so pure. He's like, I'm so pure, I can convene with MAGA. I can reach across to the Nazis. I'm so pure that I'm solving the war. I am building the anti-war coalition because I'm so pure. I'm so pure. Dude, he fucking loves saying that shit, bro.
Why are you okay with the right playing by different rules, Cenk? Why are you? Because the right, I saw this last election. A speaker at one of Trump's rallies at MSG came out and said the whole party of Democrats are degenerates, Jew haters, and lowlives. Trump calls Democrats the enemy from within and says we should use the military against them, and then he does use the military against them. He called us fascists and communists, and he's sitting in the fucking White House now. He was belligerent as belligerent can be, and he got to the White House. Why can't we be belligerent and have a little bit of swagger back and build a movement?
Thank you.
If people want to come over from the right, that's great. They can come over from the right. But I'm trying to get liberals and leftists and independents and build a massive coalition of 60% of the country that way.
Let's
Fuck them if they're signing on to all the fascist shit that's happening right now. Fuck them.
Okay. Oh my God, Kyle, you're so pure.
No, I'm a truth teller. I'm a truth teller. You'll play hide the ball. If they're actually fascists, you'll pretend like they're not fucking fascists.
Yeah, dude, Cenk will sit down with Nazis and have some goddamn bread, bro. Get fucking shit on, Cenk. It's not about being pure. It's about having a minimum of integrity. You fucking Nazi sympathizing motherfucker. You fucking Tucker Carlson and Charlie Kirk ass sniffing motherfucker.
They are fascists.
Yeah. So Kyle, you've done such a good job at yelling at me.
By telling the truth. By telling the truth. By telling the truth.
Your brand is perfect, Kyle.
I'm telling the truth. I'm telling the truth. Not coddling the nuts of MAGA voters.
Yeah. Bullshit.
Totally accurate.
Bullshit.
Totally accurate.
Okay.
No, it's the truth. What part was wrong?
Okay. What you're doing is incredibly selfish.
Oh, please. This is what you used to do.
Dude, he's doing the Jordan Newell. Oh my God, dude, he literally just did this to Jordan Newell, remember? You're so selfish. The Palestinians are dying because of you, Jordan. Jordan's like, what? You dumb fucker. I've been working. I'm literally working for them. He pulled out the you're so selfish. Oh my God, it's Jordan Newell 2.0. What a fucking clown, bro. Dude, Kyle. Oh, dude, Kyle. I gotta, like, if I see Kyle, I'm giving him a big hug. Dude, this is a dismantling. Let's watch that.
So, Kyle, you've done such a good job at yelling at me.
By telling the truth. By telling the truth. By telling the truth.
Your brand is perfect, Kyle.
I'm telling the truth. I'm telling the truth, not coddling the nuts of MAGA voters.
Yeah, bullshit.
Totally accurate.
Shift gears.
Totally accurate.
Okay,
no, it's the truth. What part was wrong?
Okay.
Shift
what
gears.
you're doing is incredibly selfish.
Oh, please. This is what you used to do. I have your strategy. Old school TYT. Break their back and drink their spinal fluid. Remember that? You used to play that on your show all the time. Hit them with a stick and they will do. You used to play that on the show all the time. Well, I'm the stick now, Cenk. I'm the fucking stick now.
No, you're not. No,
Oh, I
you're
definitely
not.
am.
You're
Compared to you?
Look, you're acting. Okay, so Kyle, now can I answer what the correct strategy is?
I'm waiting.
Okay, so this guy, your theory of the case is, let's take the 77 million Trump voters and call them fascist. I think that is super dumb. Okay?
It's accurate. It's accurate.
Okay,
It
all right,
is
you
accurate.
can say that it's accurate.
Is it not?
They all voted for fascism. No, they didn't. So what? A ton of them voted for authoritarian rule and voted for MAGA to be what they are.
Dude, a ton of them voted for authoritarian rule and voted to be what they are, but they're not fascists. And MAGA, please come play with me, please. Oh my God. Dude, again, dude, he will go and coddle the nuts of the fascists, but he won't reach out to Sam Cedar and build a coalition with the left. So that tells you everything you need to know. This former Republican fucknut.
But a ton of them voted on inflation and immigration. I know your audience doesn't want to hear that, and they want to see you being a hero and calling them all Nazis, okay? But what you're doing is driving away independent voters. You have no coalition because you keep calling the other side fascist. We're actually building a real coalition of independents.
Not allowed to tell the truth.
Yes, including
hold on.
independents. Can I finish?
Yeah, wait, isn't he building a coalition, though, calling people on the left radical leftists? Right? I mean, Cenk's coalition does throw around the radical left. He's okay, like, oh, don't call them Nazis, but fuck the radical left. I'm so glad they hate me. Oh my God, he was comparing Franny yesterday to Laura fucking Loomer, bro.
Including independents who voted for Trump.
How
including
did Trump
right-wingers
win
who
those
voted for
independents?
Trump and are anti-war.
But Cenk, even
pushing
if
them
you
away by
putting
calling them
aside,
Nazis.
no, let's just
They're
talk.
belligerent and they win.
Damn
Why
it.
can't we be
Right.
belligerent and
Let's
win?
just-
Okay, hey,
let's
stop
just
interrupting.
talk
Can I
tactics.
answer
Hold on.
one question?
Let's just
Can I
talk
answer one
tactics.
question?
Dude, didn't he win those independents by calling the Democrats the enemy within? Like, what the
Answer
Can I
many.
answer one
Let's
question?
just talk tactics. Did Trump
Okay.
win by extending an olive branch? Is that how he won over the
Yeah, was
independents?
Trump handing out olive branches to all the lefties
No.
in the country? He was calling us
No.
fucking serial killers and
Yes.
communists and
Here's
fascists
the
and
thing.
lowlives.
Kyle and I did
all
the
right,
thing
I
you're
know.
doing
Just
now.
yell at me. Don't let me answer.
The thing we did, you're doing now.
All right,
we
can I-
did it,
can I answer
and
the
it was
question?
failed. It was failed.
Okay.
We tried it. Learn from our mistakes.
Okay. No, you're making the mistake. So, guys, you attack their politicians. So Kyle, when you talk about, I used to say you break their back and drink their spinal fluid. I didn't used to say that. I say that now. You do it to their politicians, and you expose their hypocrisy to their own voters.
Oh, yeah, because the people who voted for Trump are not aware he's a hypocrite. Nobody knew that Trump was a fucking hypocrite, right? Like, dude, really? Dude, how is he this dumb, bro? Dude, I'm serious. Somebody else built TYT. This guy did not build TYT, bro. Who did it? Who did it, dude? Dude, wait. We extended an olive branch to Liz Cheney. Remember? To the moderate Republicans. That didn't work, did it, Jenky? You fucking degenerate.
But those voters are not going to listen to you if you call them Nazi in the first sentence. They're going to shut off completely, and they're going to say, oh, Trump was right about the left. They're radicals, they're insane, etc. Instead, if you say to them, start with an agreement. Hey, guys, remember when you said you were anti-war? They're going to say, oh, yeah, we're
This is
anti-war.
the precious flower
Okay.
argument.
Okay. All right. No, it's not okay. So look, now again, we're at a real disagreement. When you were pretending that I'm like, oh, coddling Trump or Republicans, that's a lie. Okay. So we've now moved past that.
You're doing the
so
voters.
Now when you get to
Right.
their voters, when you get to their voter, your strategy is call them fascist.
No.
My strategy is talk to them like they're human beings and say, hey, did Trump reach out to the left? No. But did he say that he agreed with left-wing for things like anti-war and corruption? He doesn't mean it, but did he say it? Yes. Was he able
While
to
shitting
do better
relentlessly
Please,
on the entire left.
I'm almost done. So was he able to do better marketing and convince them that he actually is anti-war and anti-corruption? Yes, he did better marketing. It's not true, but he did.
Oh, he did better marketing now. Okay. What marketing was he was doing when he was saying that, like, you know, fucking trans people are the devil? What marketing was he doing when he was saying that all fucking Democrats are fascist, communist, socialist, Marxists.
Did better marketing. So those voters, a lot of them voted for Barack Obama and a lot of them voted for Bernie. Can we win them back? Yes, we can. Is it easier to win them back by saying, hey guys, remember Trump lied to you about being anti-war? We actually are anti-war.
Yeah,
or is it better
do
strategy?
Should we allow?
Or is it a better strategy to call them fascist?
Should we allow?
I know that emotionally it feels better to call them fascist, but it's a wrong strategy in order to win elections and take power away from Trump. The better strategy is to expose his hypocrisy on war until enough of his voters that were in the middle flip it.
What about the people who actually are fascist, would describe as fascist, and care about the fascist shit and love the fascist shit? Are we trying to win them over too? Or are there some people who we just write off because they are TFGs, they are too far gone? And why should we waste our time reaching out to people who have fundamentally different values?
So, good question. Let's take two examples, right? Three examples real quick. So one is Mark Levin, right? Mark Levin is a neocon establishment, loves this war. Trying to convince him to not back Israel's war is hilarious.
But again, I thought we were talking about the voters, right? Why does he, when Kyle talks, Cenk is like, no, I'm talking about the voters. When Cenk talks, he's talking about Mark Levin. Like, dude, like this is Cenk's obsession with fucking Israel, bro. That's what it is. He's got an obsession with Israel, right? He does, dude. I mean, he's fucking like the goalposts have moved. Oh, now we're off the voters, and now we're on to Mark Levin. Oh, okay. And as soon as Kyle says anything, Cenk's going to be like, we're back to the voters.
So should you bother with that? No, he's a bad guy, always going to be a bad guy on every issue, right? Then there's Steve Bannon, who's a bad guy on 95, 99% of issues, but at a bare minimum has to say that he's anti-war because his base is pushing him to say anti-war. But I do believe that he has some thoughts that are anti-war. Okay?
Dude, what the fuck? So Cenk's philosophy in a nutshell is we're going to go to the people who philosophically disagree with us on 95% of shit. But we're going to go there and we're going to coalition on the one thing we agree on. But then all of the people on the left of me who I agree with like 70% of the stuff, but I have a couple philosophical agreements on scope, I'm going to shut them out and I'm going to call them the radical left, which is the same terminology that really gets these people I'm trying to coalition with excited to harm and murder and jail the Democrats. But forget about that. So that's what we're doing. Okay, the people I agree with, because we have a few minor disagreements, but I'm going to go prostrate myself and bend over for the people that hate everything about us, but just because of this one issue, because I'm thinking this one issue might rat fuck Israel, which is the only thing Cenk Uygur is obsessed about. He is like MAGA of anti-Israel is what he is. Like, that's his whole thing. I'm just adding a little tag here. Did you see those goalposts move? Oh, man. In the end, he was all over the map. Telling you, he is so disingenuous. Using terms like the radical left while simultaneously being, oh, don't call MAGA fascist. Dude, he is setting us up. Kyle nailed this. Seriously, Kyle's energy, him and Crystal, they are right on. We need to build that 60% coalition. And no, we're not going to spare their feelings. We are going all in and all out. Take care of that head, people. 6 months in, man, I mean, it's already crazy and it's going to be a long road. We're in it to win it. I got you. Thank you, guys. What is up, guys? Thank you so much for watching. If you like the video, you want to support independent resistance media, you know what to do. Drop that sub, hit the like button, and please share it. And we do love our members, so if you want to become a member, it's another really great way to support. Thanks again for everything, guys. I'll see you next time. Let's go.